So that'll take us on to Man of Steel issue 104, which is the next part of our Emperor Joker saga. The first issue of this we really enjoyed. The last issue was absolutely god awful, so I didn't know what to expect coming out of this one. I was hoping for a new writer at least, so it wouldn't be the same as last time. And it was a new writer, even if it wasn't the one that I thought it was. So how did you feel about this one compared to the last issue?
It's better than the last issue. I definitely felt that, although I didn't think it was anywhere near as strong as the first one still.
Yes, I would say it's better than the last issue, but unfortunately I'm still disappointed because it didn't sort of get me back up to the point where I was excited again. It was just kind of okay, I thought.
I'll agree with that. Like it's all right. This issue, it wasn't a chore to read, and I wasn't struggling with it like I did last time, which was really rough. This one flowed much better. It made sense. It felt like it actually mattered a bit more. Like it's still a bit of a jarring start, I think, where it just feels like we've reset again, but slightly different. But by the end, it feels like, no, we're actually building for something now, and this issue matters. Whereas the last one, I feel like I could have just skipped and would have missed nothing.
All right. Mike Carlin was the executive editor on the issue. This is just them putting names in a stupid order on the website, right? The top name should be the writer, and then the next name should be the artist.
Yeah, I don't even know why they didn't even bother putting that in the credit, like that on the title credits page in this. Writer, penciler, inkers, colors, letterer, associate editor, and editor. No. That's the entire credits page for this, and does not mention Carlin.
Mate Carlin. This is on me for rushing when I'm looking for the names to put the info together before we start recording. But I do critique that the writer and penciler should be the top two names, but whatever. It's an argument for another day.
Take it up with DC Wiki.
Yeah, you bastards. So, and clearly I got Cliff Chang from the cover artist.
Which obviously they must have just put near the top for whatever reason.
Yeah. No, cover artist is above the writer and penciler. It's the second name in the list.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say a benefit of the doubt as well on that one, where Cliff Chang was the regular artist, so you saw that name and went, yep.
Yeah, it sounded reasonable. But anyway, so yeah, there's like an Arkham UFO now that's like just hovering above the city, and Superman's in there. He's being kind of experimented on and tortured. They throw him into the gen pop of all these crazy people that they've got under surveillance. One of them is Henry Irons, who's spouting like real mathematical formula, and Superman kind of recognizes him a little bit, and ultimately they end up breaking out because Superman says, one of the things you're remembering here, I'm also remembering, so that proves you're not crazy. It proves that there's something tangible here because we both remember something, and we've not been in contact with each other, so there has to be something tangible and real about what we're both remembering. And
there's a nice logic to that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fine. It's just they escape out, and he's like, I remember you in a suit, and they find like a statue wearing the Steel Superman suit. He's like, here, this is yours. So it puts it on, and like,
well, yeah, he's like, go dismantle it and get it on, because it's got all like cables and wiring inside it.
Yeah.
So he's having to rip it all apart.
Is this dude supposed to be Jonah Hex that shows up and starts shooting at them?
No, this is Bounty. This is one of those guys from that team from the last issue that is basically not Jonah Hex.
Was so memorable that it never even occurred to me that they had like a guy who looked like Jonah Hex.
It did to me because he was one of the only ones that stood out in that team. As he looks kind of cool because I like Jonah Hex. Well,
because I kept looking to see if he had the face, that side of his face, but it kept like kind of obscuring the side of his face in shadow or whatever, and I could never see it. I was getting annoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fighting away. Bizarro shows up. More fighting happens. Steel kind of hits him with the hammer and makes him fly into a building. Superman doesn't seem to care that the entire building's collapsing, which I thought was a bit strange. He's just like,
good job, you hit a home run. What's a home run? I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's a good thing.
Yeah, he's like, good job, Steel. And I'm like, the entire skyscraper's falling over. You feel like there's probably some people that are going to get injured in this. But whatever.
It's not even just the one skyscraper. If you look at the bottom of that page, it topples and does a domino effect and takes out like 6 or 7.
And then Mixie's riding around, and he gets basically zapped towards where Superman and Steel are. And he's like, oh, finally, you can do something about this. You can change this. All the dimensions are out of whack. The base, you have to go to the JLA base on the moon. And then a giant anvil.
I kind of like that the moon is just a big face.
Yeah, but then a giant anvil falls on Mixie in sort of really comical, cartoony way. And they're like, well, you heard them. They also have to dodge the anvils of their own because there's like tons of anvils falling from the UFO thing. And it's actually Lois Lane in a little spaceship who's now got an afro wig on, picks them up, and says that she'll kill Superman if he ever tries kissing her again. Calls him an alien freak was the insult.
Just judging by the hair, I'm assuming this Lois is stuck in the 70s. It's very disco.
What do you mean this Lois? It's the same Lois. She's been put on different wigs.
No, I know, but like, I know that, but I feel like, you know, the days are resetting a little bit. It feels like they're kind of reliving moments. Like,
okay, sure.
Things aren't clear. So today, this Lois is like, okay, she's in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't think she's stuck in the 70s though, because she's changing her wig like every time we see her.
She is, yeah.
So, so she flies off. It's like we should get to the moon, and again, much like the first issue, it kind of ends with like not really a cliffhanger. It just kind of like they're flying off and
they go into the moon, I guess, and the UFO was kind of chasing them, but kind of seemed like it was giving up. I'm not really sure what was going on.
And that's the end of it. Yeah, you know, I like. It's the sad part is that we're now 3 issues into this, and I really liked the first one. I hated the second one, and then this one was like a middling, just kind of okay issue. Because they are again, it's kind of like trying to be in tone with that first issue, but it's not quite nailing it. Much like the second one. It was easier to read than the second issue, I'll give it that, but it was still kind of frustrating because I feel like the way they've handled this, like Superman, like reliving this day of being captured by Bizarro, and like it's not been the most clear to actually read. It's been kind of clunky in its exposition to actually get to that point. The craft just feels a little bit out of whack. So even this issue feels a bit rough. Last issue was just downright bad though, and just a pain to read. This one's
definitely not bad.
Yeah, this one's like a 5.5 or like something like that.
5.5 is where I'm landing as well.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's not quite enjoyable, but it's definitely not bad.
Yeah, I'm hoping that when we get to the actual Emperor Joker part, which is what the book's titled, that's when it picks up, and
that's kind of what my hope is now. So I've kind of written off the next issue, this issue of Action that we've got coming up.
Yeah, with Superboy on the cover.
I'm just expecting that to be kind of whatever. But then we get the actual the one shot, I think, is after that, and then the rest of the main story. And I'm hoping that stuff is more consistent, and it's because I'm assuming by that point, you know, we're actually going to be dealing with Joker, and we're not going to be resetting every day. It's not going to feel like we're just doing the same things over and over. I'm assuming it's going to feel like an actual story.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning the one shot is split in two, and the first half is the ending of Superman Arkham, and the second half is the start of Superman Emperor Joker, or the reign of Emperor Joker to be precise.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. But it is worth mentioning that one shot has 4 writers, including Jeff Loeb. So
it'll be the 4 that we've. You know, these 3 plus whoever's right in Action.
No, GM Demetrius, who did that last issue, isn't on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unless I'm misreading it again. I'll just double check. I'll just double check because of the way that I made mistakes before. No, he's not there. He's not there.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, wait, no. Actually, I was looking at the artist. There's only 2 writers. This is better. This is just Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb and Joe Kelly are the only writers for the one shot.
Okay.
But there's 4 artists, though.
That could be a little rough. I could have understood 2 artists, given that it's split in 2. But okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So this one was just okay. So 5.5. Yeah, we kind of hit that.